Well, it's time to go ahead and pick up our meat chickens and get them home and in the brooder. So tomorrow, Rachel will be going to our local hatchery and picking up our Cornish cross meat chickens. They'll be hatched tomorrow, and we'll be picking them up straight from there, bringing them home and putting them here in the brooder. So we figured, why not the night before we're going to go get them, go ahead and get everything set up with the brooder and have everything ready, so when she gets home, it'll be a pretty seamless transfer from the box into the brooder. This year we decided to get our meat chickens about 3 weeks later than we normally do, just because we've had issues before in the last few years with the weather getting cold and rainy, and we're really glad we did hold off this year, because we've had some snow in the last couple weeks and had some colder temperatures, and we find that that's really not good for us with the way we do our chickens, because they'll start overcrowding and stuff, and we don't want that. So we decided to hold off, and tomorrow's the day for pickup. So we're getting everything set up in the brooder. What we do is in the beginning, cut it in half with this board, so the chicks just have access to the back half. So I just putting in the new lamps, checking the bulbs, making sure everything gets wired up. There's some shavings to put down as soon as they get there, and we went ahead and got all our feeders and water set up. For about the first 3 days to a week, it just depends on the chickens. We use a little bit smaller water and feeders, so that way the chicks can't actually get down in the water. And then the feeders, so that way we can have them spread out, and then we'll upgrade them to the bigger ones once they get a little bit more size on them and get used to their surroundings.
So this is the brooder space all set up. I turned on these heat lamps ahead of getting them home so that the area would be warm and ready for the chicks. They like it to be warm in the first couple of days that they're here. If we see them bunching up under this light, then we'll add another heat lamp. If we see them staying in these spaces over here on the sides, we might turn one off. That helps tell us that they're hot or they're cold. So we just picked up the chicks from the hatchery. We're gonna get them home and get them in the brooder now. All right, so I got feeders and waters in the brooder area here, and I'm gonna start getting the chicks out and dipping their beaks in water and letting them explore a little bit. Currently they'll have half the brooder to mess around in, just so that they can stay under the heat lamps and stay warm. So this is the brooder half full. There's 107 chicks in here right now, and I've got one more box to unload. So what I like to do is kind of take my fingers like this and make a V with them, and then I'll grab the chick kind of behind its head and hold its wings down and grab its body, and then I'll take it and I'll dip it in the water. And what we're doing this for is so that they kind of know where the water is. And so like you can see them kind of all crowd in this water right now. That's the initial one that I dipped all their beaks in. So they'll kind of get used to the other waters being spread around the pen eventually. But again, we just like to dip their beaks just so that they know where the water source is. So we wound up with 214 chicks. We ordered 210. Sometimes they throw in a couple extra just for a little buffer on some death loss usually. They're all up moving around, finding water good, finding feed good. So I'll leave them be. I think it's hot in here. They don't. They like it to be, 90 to 100 degrees in their first couple of days after being hatched. And that's why, even though it's warm outside, we have the heat lamps running. Because that's what they like. So we'll continue to monitor them and make sure that they're not too hot or too cold, and that they are continuing to thrive. So it's been about 18 hours now since the chicks have arrived. Everybody's doing great, drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of feed. Be sure to watch our Facebook and Instagram. We'll try to post more daily updates so you can see how fast the chicks grow. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching.